And now we are here in the kitchen with Chef Walter. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Charity.
And everything's better with bacon, right?
Everything is better with bacon. When I was considering a nice dish to try with bacon, it's hard. You don't get a steak. You don't get a bacon slab that you just cut into with a fork and knife. But that's hard. I'm hard-pressed to think of something that's not better with bacon.
All right, so what are we going to make?
We're going to do a potato salad. And potatoes and bacon are definitely a classic. At the Northside Cafe, we sell tons. We've done all sorts of fancy soups, but you want to know what everybody wants: bacon and potato. So we're going to start off with a bacon and potato salad.
All right, and this is a little unusual because this is frozen.
Yeah, this is, what's wrong with that? No, it's frozen on purpose. I can show you why. This is not frozen bacon, and I'm going to dice it up for the salad.
And it just doesn't
And
dice.
that is really hard, and it comes out fat. It works. So what we're going to do is pull this bacon, which is frozen. And now, if I want it nice and small for I can just cut right through that real fast. It doesn't move around on me.
Nice.
And you might say to yourself, well, I could do that after it's cooked, because then it does crumble. And so this is a great dish if you're doing something with baked potatoes or bacon for breakfast and you just want to start stockpiling your ingredients. You could assemble this with your leftovers, and then you won't need to freeze the bacon and chop it. But this is definitely a lifesaver if you're going to deal with just making crumbled bacon for this. The other reason I like to do it this way is just because if you have whole slices in there, you can crumble it later. But cooking the slices requires that you kind of watch them and turn them, and this will just sizzle and cook and get crunchy while we do other things. So we'll stir this till it's nice and crunchy for the salad and get those potatoes going.
All right. And you've already diced up the potatoes.
They are diced up and ready to go.
And why are we steaming?
We're going to steam them so that,
potatoes.
well, if they're boiled, they just get too wet.
All right.
I don't want them that wet. And if they're baked, we'll be here an hour. This way, we're here about 12 minutes.
Perfect. So I just
put a lid on it, and we'll get the other ingredients ready.
Perfect. All right. All right, we've got the bacon done, and we've got the potatoes done. So what do we do here?
Now we just want to assemble everything. And one reason I like this dish, and you don't have to do it this way, but we're utilizing everything that we had in the pan. So we're not having to throw away the bacon grease. There's so many uses for all the parts of the bacon, so we can start by adding those two ingredients.
All right. And so is this like a hot German potato salad?
This is like a German potato salad, best eaten warm, but it's not hard to eat cold. You can have it either way. I'll just kind of stir these in.
Plenty of bacon.
Plenty of bacon. We've got about...
You want to scoop this out?
Sure. Got about a cup of bacon crumbles here. And
then just everything else goes
Everything else can go. I'll just keep stirring while you add. Got about a cup of green onions. I found as I thought of bacon dishes, I think everything I like with bacon, I like green onions. This is extra virgin olive oil, which actually has flavor, as opposed to the light stuff. Then I have two kinds of vinegar there. One is just white vinegar, nothing special about it, but it has a more astringent taste, which is nice, but it can be a bit much, so I have my favorite vinegar of all time, which is a seasoned gourmet rice vinegar.
All right.
And then just a little bit of salt and pepper.
All right, and do you want to just all of this?
It can go in. I measured it perfect, so we can't mess this one up.
All right. So we're all set.
It's all set. We're ready to eat. You got a plate?
Yes. And best served warm, right?
Best served warm. If you have leftovers, they'll be good cold the next day. But I like it best fresh and hot. All right?
All right.
Let's dig in.
Delicious. That is great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, we are going to do some more cooking with bacon.
More cooking with
What are we
bacon.
going to make next?
Well, these are called gougères, and it's one of my favorite things, and it's a great example of how bacon can liven up what is, in cooking, a fairly common technique. This is a pastry that's typically used for like cream puffs.
Okay.
But the gougère comes in when you start to add cheese. And now, once again, bacon is going to come in and put a twist on something that there's no name for a bacon gougère. But we're going to add...
There is now.
There is now. We're going to... So the first thing we're going to do is get some butter and milk and water. And because we have that bacon fat, we're going to add a little bit of the grease to help flavor the finished product. So we're going to add all these to the pot and bring them to a boil.
All right. All right, and we just want to melt everything down.
We want to
and get
melt
it to a boil?
everything and let it get to a nice low boil, and then we will add the next ingredient, which will be the flour. All right, now that it's come to a little bit of a simmer, we'll add the flour, and so we don't have a mess, I'll do that. And now we just want to stir that, and it'll start to come to a kind of a pasty ball of dough. Once it starts to do that, we're gonna just keep stirring it and letting it cook for about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. That'll.
All right. And constant stirring is important here?
Constant stirring is good. You can stop a little. You want it to kind of dry out and cook the flour is what we're going for here. And we'll turn the heat down a little bit to about a medium heat.
All right, it's been 2 minutes, so now, and we're gonna transfer this. We could mix all of this up in the pan.
We could do it all in the pot. We're gonna move it here. You just want things to cool down enough that we'll add eggs next, and we don't want scrambled eggs in here. We just want the eggs to get incorporated into our dough.
All right, so that has to cool a little bit
It'll
so
cool
it
a
doesn't
little
cook
bit.
the eggs.
And the bowl is probably cool enough. We can move right along with eggs.
Beautiful
Would you like to be the
farm fresh eggs? Yes.
These are beautiful farm fresh eggs. We're going to add them one at a time, and the trick for the dough is we're going to stir it in entirely before we add the next egg. So crack it in there, and I'll show you what I mean.
Sure.
All right. So now, as we stir, you see how this kind of coats the dough and makes it slimy. And it makes it hard to stir together. So we're just going to vigorously stir until all of that egg particle, and we're back to our original dough. It's just going to get a little glassier each time.
All right.
Okay. It looks like everything is incorporated in here. We have a nice, smooth, eggy dough.
All right.
So if you want to take over, I'm gonna throw in all these ingredients. There's no particular order that's important here. I like to kind of sprinkle so you don't end up with a clump.
All right.
So it's helpful to have you stir while I add. I'm gonna do the green onions, some Parmesan, and cheddar. Typically with the gougère though, you could use an Emmentaler or a stinkier cheese for a nice effect. I just prefer...
This is a Midwestern dish
Right.
today.
Bacon and cheddar are kind of a classic combination.
Absolutely.
So I did get the extra sharpest I could find.
Good.
We've got a little bit of Creole seasoning and salt in that blend. And we use unsalted butter, and I always wondered why, and they told me it's because every different salted butter has a different amount of salt in it. So if you have a recipe and you don't know what kind of butter somebody's going to be using, unsalted butter levels the playing field.
Okay.
And then you can add the seasoning you like. And now, tablespoon sizes on there, they should be a couple of inches apart.
Okay,
That
so
looks
like
about
that?
right,
That
sure.
looks right? Okay.
And then, yeah, we should be able to get about a dozen on that sheet,
Okay.
a couple of inches between. You can make them small. Typically, they're served in an hors d'oeuvre or an appetizer. But you can make them larger, and they'll still puff up, and they'll work fine.
And we don't care about shape. We're not looking for the perfect
No, I actually
round.
like the kind of unusual shape or erratic shape. That's
right.
fine. what makes them rise, why this is so cool, is all of that moisture we put in here. As soon as we pop it in the oven, it's a 400-degree oven. The heat of the oven will immediately make these start to steam. That steam inside will make them puff, and that's where they get a kind of hollow inside.
And they're lighter than air.
Lighter than air.
And here is the last one.
Okay, great. Good job. All right, now we'll pop them in that hot oven. And that will be great. Oh, they smell delicious.
They do, and they look amazing.
All right, fresh out of the oven. They're, as I mentioned, they're really good hot, but you can munch them cold too.
Nice.
And there are some do-ahead tricks that ouch, can you can actually rewarm them just a few minutes in the oven.
Okay.
If you want to heat them later, they reheat well and gives them a nice crisp texture on the outside.
Wonderful. Well, Chef Walter, thank you so much.
Thank you. I really enjoyed this.
What a pleasure.